So we're asked which expressions simplify to 1, select all that apply. And you can see all of these have exponents. So this is testing your knowledge of exponents. And particularly all of these have exponents of either 1 or 0. So let's just go through each of these. So A, 1 to the first power, anything with an exponent of 1 is just equal to itself. So this is just 1. So that one's a good one. B, anything with an exponent of 0, it doesn't matter what the base value is, if it has an exponent of 0, it's always equal to 1. So that one's also equal to 1. Now C is one that a lot of my students have trouble with. And so you got an exponent of 0, so you're like, oh, well, it's just like B, it's equal to 1. But the problem is the exponent of 0 is only on the x. It's not on the 3. This 3 and this x are not connected together. That's just 3 times x to the 0th power. So that x is to the 0th power. So what that means is x to the 0th power is 1. And so this becomes 3 times 1. And then 3 times 1 gives you 3. So that one is not equal to 1. The difference in D here, D, you've got parentheses. And so that means everything in the parentheses is being raised to the 0th power. So the whole thing is raised to the 0th power. Anything raised to the 0th power is equal to 1. So that one's 1. Now, the next one is definitely one that will confuse my students. It's very similar to C, in that in C, I told you 3 is by itself. It doesn't have an exponent of 0. It's just 3 times x to the 0. The same thing is true here. This negative sign is not attached to the x. I know it looks that way, but it's not. And in fact, let me actually write this a different way. This can be written like -1 times x to the 0th power. So when you have just like a variable by itself, there's actually a 1 in front of it that we don't write because we don't need to. And so here you can see this is like C. You got x to the 0th power, which is 1, and then that's multiplied times -1. So if I mark this out here, it would be -1 times 1, which comes out to -1. And so that one does not simplify to 1. And then the last one, I told you anything with an exponent of 1 is just equal to itself. So 0 to the first power is just equal to 0. All right. So hopefully that helped you out. You're doing great. You will master the math.